Welcome back to Health Matters. I'm Dr. Mark Castellaw. A number of people and organizations in our community are dedicated to eliminating heart disease. One of the most prominent and successful groups is the American Heart Association. Joining me now today is Lori Pope, the Communication Director for the American Heart Association of Memphis. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what is the American Heart Association all about?
Well, the American Heart Association is our nation's oldest and largest voluntary health organization devoted to fighting heart diseases and stroke. So one of the ways we are targeting that is by setting what we call our 2020 impact goal, which is to improve the cardiovascular health of all Americans by 20% while reducing death from cardiovascular diseases and stroke by 20% by the year 2020.
Now, what are some of the methods and procedures that you do to help folks, like with education or things like that?
Well, we have two major campaigns going on here in Memphis that we really are trying to push out to the community to raise their awareness. The first one is our My Heart, My Life campaign, and this one was developed when we realized that if we're trying to create a culture of health where the healthy choice is the easy choice for people to make, where are we going to reach them? And the best place to reach these people are where they spend the majority of their day, which is at the workplace. So the My Heart, My Life campaign allows us to go into companies and provide them with the education materials, how they can live a healthier life. We work with the companies to provide healthy vending options. We create walking paths where the employees can go take a walk on their lunch break. We encourage walking meetings where instead of sitting at their desk, they go for a walk and have their meetings. And that is really helping us move that needle forward on improving cardiovascular health in our area.
Does the American Heart Association get involved with restaurants at all as far as helping
We do
them?
at our national level. We have a whole department that is devoted to working with restaurants across the country and lowering the sodium content of their menu because, as I'm sure you know as a doctor, blood pressure is a huge issue in our communities, and 80% of the sodium we consume comes from restaurants or processed foods.
80%. Mm-hmm. Wow. A lot of salt in those French fries.
Yes, exactly.
Now, as far as the American Heart Association with education programs, what are some things that people that might want to get involved in the American Heart Association? They've had a loved one that's had heart disease or they've had heart disease and they would like to get involved in your organization. How can they do that?
Well, as I was saying earlier, we have the My Heart, My Life campaign, and one of the key events around that campaign is our Heart Walk. So we always look for people who are interested in fundraising or starting a walk team in memory of a loved one who's died to join that campaign and participate in that. And then the one that's a little closer to my heart is our Go Red for Women campaign, which we launched in 2004 when we realized that women don't realize that heart disease is their #1 killer. And through this campaign, we've been able to increase their awareness that their symptoms are not the same as men's when it comes to heart attacks. And we have a luncheon that celebrates women's health. And we always look for women who have survived heart disease to come and participate in that luncheon, share their stories, and help us raise the funds that go to research that will one day save someone's life down the road.
Well, that has been a very effective program because I know in our practice, more women are coming in than ever about wanting heart screening and tests like that we used to do just with men because of the awareness that's been made by the American Heart Association. So you've done an incredible job with that.
Thank you.
Now, if someone wants to donate money to the American Heart Association, how do they do that?
Well, the best way, if someone's interested in getting involved or donating, would be to call our local branch. The phone number is 901-383-5400, and we can direct them to, depending on where they want to make their donation. If it's in memory of a mother who's passed, they might want to donate to Go Red, and then we can direct them from there where to donate. And then, of course, for more information on what's going on locally, our Facebook page is always full of information, and that website is facebook.com/AHA Memphis.
Well, great. They can ask for you, right?
Yes, they can. Lori Pope.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Coming up on Health Matters, the thought of heart surgery can strike fear even in the bravest patients. But our next guest will explain how these procedures are getting better and safer every day. Stay with us on Health Matters.